for this one with an interconference game today. I'd like to welcome you to the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan, and here with me today, Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. And it's going to be the Spurs off the tip. And now Washington's starting group. The talented Wall and Beal team up in the backcourt. Porter is out there with Markieff Morris. And it's Gortat in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And Beal kicks to Morris. Beal gets a wide open look. It's good, and he makes his first shot of the game.
Well, I'll tell you what, guys, Bradley Beal, a devastating long-range shooter. Effortless and smooth, textbook mechanics. And when he gets in the rhythm from behind the arc, lights out, baby, lights out.
Wall passes to Porter. It's Wall with the drive. Parker with the steal. Outside, Green. Parker dishes to Green. Outside, Leonard. It's another look. He takes it up and lays it in. Leonard's got his first points of the game.
Oh, that is just weak defense there. I'm pretty sure that was not the plan to give him those kind of baskets at the hoop.
Trying to find Green. He's got it now. And some very quick points for him on that possession. Little over a minute 30 into this first quarter. Now here's Beal. And Aldridge comes over to help. Beal can't get it to go.
That's terrific defense right there to prevent from converting in close.
Leonard, no luck. The Wizards have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Beal can't get that one to fall.
Offensively, 1 of 4 to start. They're still trying to find their stroke.
Outside, Wall. He kicks to Porter. There's a screen by Gortat. Shot clock at 5. Beal's shot is good.
A lot of space right there to get that shot off.
Not a very good job of the defender getting over the top of that screen in that particular play.
And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Aldridge.
And it's just hard to imagine the Spurs without Coach Popovich on the sidelines. He's the longest tenured coach in the NBA and has done so much for this team. Easily one of the best coaches in the history of our league.
Wall's shot is off.
And honestly, not real happy with the shot selection on that one.
Yeah, clearly a brain fade there. He's got to be a little smarter in his choice making.
And a really good way to start the game. He's a guy who, if he gets it going early, he's going to give you problems.
Here's Aldridge. Kawhi Leonard making his last shot. The fader. Aldridge misses. And Greg, you know, for Popovich being with the Spurs for so long, since 1996, Clark, he is actually the longest tenured coach in all of sports right now.
Amazing, Kevin, and he's done it through winning. I mean, the 3rd fastest coach ever to get to 1,000 wins. You compare his numbers with any coach in any sport, and they stack up as Hall of Fame talents.
And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. And the thing about Bradley Beal, when he suits up, the entire lineup becomes exponentially more potent. A quick, powerful athlete, Greg. High basketball IQ, had the great teaching at Florida, carries it to the NBA. Opponents have to account for him, I think, on both ends of the floor.
And that's a great point, Kevin. I mean, coming out of college, a lot of people compared him to Ray Allen. I mean, he possesses that next level smoothness and body control that's often indicative of a true difference maker.
Nice ball movement by Washington. The offensive rebound. The 3 from Dudley. That's good. Dudley's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
There's a chance he could have a big game if they don't D him up more tightly on the perimeter. And, you know, going back to Bradley Beal, the bottom line is he's a winner. Last year, the Wizards went 8-9 with Beal out of the lineup. Hard to argue with those facts and numbers.
Dudley, no luck.
You know, fought hard from start to finish on that play. Defended the shot and then finished it off with the rebound.
Wizards trailed by 3.
And when you talk about Bradley Beal, it's not just having him in the lineup that matters. It's having him at his best. When he's at 100% health, there are very few guards in the league who can keep up with him. Truly one of the game's great young talents.
I like the fact that he led his teammate right to the ideal spot. You don't always throw it to your teammate. You throw it to where he needs to be.
Now here's Anderson. And that's a foul called on Bradley Beal. That's his first foul.
Man, it's close, but, you know, didn't get on balance quick enough.
Yeah, and as quick as players are at this level, in this day and age, I mean, you've got to be perfect in your anticipation to draw the charge.
Garrett Temple has checked in for Beal. And here's Dudley for 3. The shot's good. Sessions making the play. To the middle. Here's Diaw. Another shot. And it's good on the layup.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
That's right. 5 of their last 6 makes were on the interior. They've established their inside presence.
The 3 from Dudley. To the left side wing. Mills, that's a 2-pointer. Tie game in San Antonio. Stay with us as we get set to bring you this.
And now, your Spurs dance team.
And we welcome you back to the NBA here on 2K Sports. And we're ready to get going once more. And the players having a chance to have a short break and get some rest themselves and get refueled and hydrated with some Gatorade. More terrific basketball in store for us tonight. And looking at what we've seen from the Spurs so far, guys, what do you think?
Really active hands early on here as they're able to acquire several steals.
Well, they've really been aggressive, guys, on defense, and it's paid off, so why stop? Keep it up.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. On the court for San Antonio. Mills and Manu at the guards. Aldridge out there, Kawhi Leonard. And it's Green in at the small forward. And out of bounds as the Spurs gain possession. For a while, the Spurs were viewed as a slow-it-down team from their championships almost a decade ago. That isn't the case at all anymore, though.
You know, I think it took the viewing public quite a while to catch on, though, Kevin, because now most people look at the Spurs as one of the more exciting brands of basketball in our league. Just watching one game of them, and now you know that is the case.
And Washington making a change here. Morris is checked in. Out to the right wing. Porter against Leonard. To the wing right side. And Temple kicks to Morris. And stolen by Aldridge. And the wide open shot from Green. Once again off the mark by San Antonio. And it's Wall. That time the assist from Gortat. Wall's got it all tied up now for Washington.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way.
You know, he'll make you scratch your head and throw your hands up as a defender. I mean, you just don't know how to play.
Tim Duncan, he's checked in for San Antonio. And the Wizards making a change here as well. Beal's checked in for Garrett Temple.
And John Wall, guys, is still one of the most explosive players in the league. His speed makes professional athletes look like they are stuck in mud.
That's good.
Really good job there. That's the definition of the inside-out game.
San Antonio trailing here. And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Parker passes to Duncan. From 7. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good. You're talking about Wall's burst. He can go end to end in seconds. Clark, you're amazed. You just say he's a blur.
Yeah, rack to rack in a nanosecond is what Wall can do. I mean, his speed is something special.
Shot clock at 5. Here's Beal. Now the pass to Wall. Second chance shot. The shot is off. And the Spurs going the other way now. And here comes Leonard leading the fast break. That is good. Leonard's got 8.
No doubt about the consistency when it comes to scoring the basketball for him tonight. A real nice lift for their offense.
So timeout called here, the first for Washington.
And how good a playmaker has Tony Parker been? One of the best in recent history. The all-time leader in assists for the Spurs over his 14 years there. Just a crafty guy with the ball in his hand.
A different look now for San Antonio. West is checked in for Aldridge. Anderson comes in for Kawhi Leonard. And it's Martin in for Green. And then for Washington, Nene, he's checked in for Gortat. Thornton comes in for Otto Porter Jr. And Sessions subbed in for John Wall. And Beal kicks to Sessions. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Sessions has got his first 3 points of the game. And continuing our talk of Tony Parker, the first year he laced up his sneakers, he increased the tempo for that entire Spurs offense, and it continues to this day.
Yeah, and the increase in floor spacing and tempo, a big reason the Admiral, Tim Duncan, and Parker won the championship together in 2003, and obviously Duncan and Parker have won a few more rings since then. Not able to find it here in the second. He's off stride and off track just a bit after that one he had earlier.
Ill-advised shot there, Clark.
Yeah, exactly. That was lower than low percentage.
This has been a thriller. You cannot say enough about the way these two teams have competed.
All indications, Greg, are that this game is going down to the wire. I mean, I'd be surprised, actually shocked, if it ended any other way.
West, that's good.
I tell you what, fellas, we're seeing some really good ball movement out there.
Definitely. 10 of their last 12 points have come off assists.
Morris kicks to Beal. Back to Morris. Lays it up and banks it in. And the Wizards lead by 1. Well, guys, this first half has been about as tightly contested as you could hope for.
Well, neck and neck. How about that? I mean, ferociously competitive. I mean, tight as me in an airplane bathroom.
That's not the visual I was looking for right now, but there have been a lot of lead changes. My goodness.
And some changes here for the Spurs. DL comes in for Tim Duncan. And it's Mills in for Parker. Jared Dudley's checked in for the Wizards. There's 53 seconds left to play in the first half. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
And for David West last season, the thought was he might increase his production with Paul George out, but the opposite happened. West suffered his lowest scoring output in a decade, only 12 points per game on 47% shooting. Rough showing for the former All-Star.
Well, Greg, getting back to West, even though his scoring was down, his playmaking was up. You were talking about that. Clark, 3.5 assists a game last season, by far the highest number of his career.
Yeah, one of the very best pros I've ever been around. He's very smart. He's tough. He's all about team. And, you know, he makes things happen. Impacts winning in a lot of ways, and those assist totals indicate that.
And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, free throws are always better than a layup, so I'd agree with you there, Greg.
And Thornton drops 2.
There's not a lot you can say that hasn't been said before about his skill at the charity stripe.
The 3 from Mills. And he gets the bucket. Mills has got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
It's a tight one. Neither team really able to create any separation.
We've been going back and forth, partner. It's been really, really tight so far.
And a wide open look for Thornton. Buries it from about 10 feet away. Thornton's got the game tied up here for the Wizards. Tie game in San Antonio. We'll see you after halftime for the beginning of the third quarter. We have a close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball. You have to like what we're seeing so far from Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah, he was in attack mode from the word go. Came out very aggressively in that first half.
Take a look at his shot chart. It looks like the ink spilled right at the rim. No reason for him to settle for anything less.
Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out a way here in the third. You have to like what we're seeing so far from Kawhi Leonard.
You just love it when the decision-making is as good as it was there in that first half. Didn't force anything.
Guys, I think here in the second half, though, they may want him to be a little more assertive. Start hunting more for his shot, even the tough one.
So on the floor for Washington, the great pair of Wall and Beal are at the guard spots. Markieff Morris is out there with Gortat, and it's Porter in the 3 spot. The Wizards have shot 80% from the line tonight, going 4 of 5 so far.
And team stats last season, 74% shooting, so some numbers that they can definitely improve upon.
And, you know, there was plenty of blame to go around for that. I mean, it wasn't just 1 or 2 guys. I mean, for the most part, the entire team struggled.
Spurs trail by 3. Puts up the baby hook. Cannot hit. Good work defensively by Morris. Well, looking at the Wizards, they weren't as lauded as other teams last season, but the Wizards were a ferocious group on defense. Numbers support that. Their activity, Greg, could really bother teams.
Yeah, I mean, on the surface, oftentimes people look at them and think offense, but it really was, to your point, Kevin, the defense was the strength of that group. I mean, they do get out in transition, but it was the defense, I thought, that really allowed them to become elite.
There's Porter with the 3. San Antonio with the rebound.
That's 1 for their first 4 to start the second half. That's a big donut, folks, here to start the second half. 4 straight they've missed.
That doesn't go either for Beal.
This is turning into a slow start here in the second half. Seems like they left that offense in the locker room.
Garrett Temple is checked in for Washington. Offensive rebound. Aldridge. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot two.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
Clearly a foul. I mean, didn't give him any choice but to blow the whistle. I mean, you got to play without fouling.
And for LaMarcus Aldridge, always praised for his terrific shooting. His rebounding, as we know, Greg, has always been fantastic. Over the past 2 seasons, he's averaged double-digit boards.
And that's why so many teams wanted him in this last free agency period. His ability to put points on the board as well as clean the boards. What a deadly combination.
He is an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
You know, he picks the simple one-handed stuff to get the 2 points.
Yeah, and in a close game, though, guys, those could be really important points.
And not even 3/4 out of the way. So many lead changes.
One heck of a game. I mean, guys, this has been outstanding in terms of the effort that both sides have been able to put on.
Looking over there at Greg, he's enjoying every second of it,
Yes,
Clark.
he is.
Yeah.
Me
Listen,
too.
the fans, guys, are getting their money's worth. Heck, I should have paid to watch this one. It's been a nail-biter.
You know, on the topic of Aldridge's rebounding, I mean, he doesn't do it by banging people around. He does it with positioning, timing, and length. And you can say that about most of his game. Quietly, effective, and impactful. How about that fantastic finish and the aggressive move, too, Kevin?
Trying to send a message, Clark, with that slam, I think.
And I'm not sure if it was text or email, but he definitely threw that one down.
Anderson, he's checked in for San Antonio. Mills comes in for Tony Parker. And a switcher also for Washington. Dudley's checked in.
And, guys, going back to Aldridge, last season was a difficult one for him. He had the torn ligament in his left thumb, but still fought through it to become the Blazers' all-time leader in rebound.
And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
And, guys, that's a big swing right there. I mean, taking the steal and then turning it into 2 easy points on the dunk.
No telling how important that sequence could turn out to be.
And, guys, in a game this snug, moments like that are the ones we usually look back on at the end as a difference maker.
Here's Temple. A three-pointer, no good. Wall with the steal. Oh, and a fast break for the Wizards. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot two. It's on LaMarcus Aldridge. Otto Porter, hailing from a family of basketball players. His mom, All-State in '85. His 3 uncles won state titles. Deep basketball roots.
And how about the fact several of his cousins also won state championships, although Otto is the only one in the family to reach the NBA.
Looking at who's out there now for the Spurs. West is checked in for Aldridge. Martin comes in for Leonard. And it's Ginobili in for Daniel Green.
You know, getting back to Otto Porter's basketball family, it really prepped him to compete. Your family is the first place you learn to navigate and win battles in competition. And that goes for sports and life.
And talking about Porter, he certainly has worked hard to improve upon his weaknesses. That's a trait that's often instilled in a man at a young age. And he's not an explosive athlete, but his motor and want to compensate for that.
Shot's good by Mills.
And he found the perfect spot behind the arc there. Big gap in the D.
Got a piece of it. Stolen by Ginobili. On up the court. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup. And now an 8-point San Antonio lead. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Spurs.
Their high-energy defensive effort has paid off for them, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ballgame.
Yeah, but they've also done a great job of playing in space, getting out in transition every opportunity.
West to screen on Wall. The three from Mills. Porter pulls it in.
If he can improve on what's been a shaky day for him thus far, they could stretch this lead out.
The Spurs making a switch here. Diaz checked in. And a new group getting ready for the Wizards. Nene, he's checked in for Gortat. Bradley Beal comes in for Porter. Marcus Thornton, he's checked in for Garrett Temple. And Sessions subbed in for John Wall. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. West misses. Pass to Dudley. Launches a three. And Kevin Martin pulls it down. Over to the wing. The three from Mills. Good. Mills has got 9. The shot is off. And as we end the third quarter, a great game. Both teams playing well. Spurs. Well, welcome back as we get set to start the fourth. Spurs leading by 9. Defensive-minded Green and Leonard are the wings. Duncan out there with LaMarcus Aldridge. And it's Parker in a point. That's the San Antonio 5. Off the pick. Rebound, Washington. Morris has got rebound number 5 here tonight. And so it looks like Washington will retain possession here. Sessions dishes to Morris. Beal against Leonard. Just 4 to shoot. Here's Dudley. They get it back. Here's Nene. High arcing shot. And so the ball out of bounds. Beal touched it last.
I tell you what, that's just a major unforced error right there, guys. My goodness.
So for the Wizards, Gortat's checked in for Nene. Otto Porter Jr. comes in for Jared Dudley. And John Wall subbed in for Sessions. Pushing their lead to double digits. Parker's got the first field goal of the fourth quarter here for the Spurs. And Leonard has it in the corner. Throws it down as the official calls the foul. It may be a three-point play. It's going to go on Otto Porter Jr.
First team.
Quick hands on the steal and then just mad hops on the slam.
Great sequence for them defensively and Clark offensively.
Well, one usually leads to the other, Kevin. That's just good, aggressive, attacking basketball at both ends.
Wall attacking. And that basket's going to count, folks. Gets the goaltending call right there.
He almost got to that shot in time, but not quite. You can't touch the ball once it's on the way down.
Well, the Spurs, Greg, great at home last year. That's not surprising to anyone who's paid attention. We expect that. They're just so tough at home, year in and year out.
And Kevin, how about going 33-8 at home last season? And despite being a 6th seed, only the Hawks and Warriors, the 2 best records in the league, won more games at home. Hard to imagine you could be a 6th seed with that kind of success.
And I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Guys, thank you. I got a chance to hear what Greg Popovich was saying to his team. He wants to make sure they stay assertive and aggressive on the offensive end, saying, I don't want to sit on this lead. Let's build on it and not give them a chance of coming back. Guys?
Porter kicks to Wall. The shot misses. Good D by Parker.
For the Spurs, it was all about being at home. That was a big part of how they went on the run. They won 20 of the last 22 games at home in that stretch, which vaulted them from the bottom of the playoff picture in the West to as high as the 2 seed.
And the Spurs at home are so great because they just don't miss. I mean, second in field goal percentage at home shooting 49%. Also second in three-point percentage made at home with over 39%.
Can't be any surprise to you that Tim Duncan, folks, last year became the leading rebounder of all active players, passed up Kevin Garnett for that honorable distinction. We're talking 15,000 rebounds total over 18 seasons.
Wizards trailed by 15. Parker with the steal. Here's Green. And down it goes, jamming that one home.
And it's all one-way traffic tonight, boy. They have been lights out offensively.
And there's no telling how big that lead's going to get. But, again, it's just one game, but nonetheless a very impressive one, the way they've handled their business here.
And Wall. Here we go now. It's stolen by Duncan. And he lobs it up toward the rim. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
No doubt that is within his range.
Well, I would hope so. He's a pro, and it was only a one-footer. Come on now.
Getting back to Duncan's rebounding, he's always had the great size and wingspan and timing, and he really positions himself well for those rebounds. But what seems to separate him is his quiet toughness. He'll never back down.
Yeah, it's hard. You know, he's not a guy that's going to yell or pump his fist. He's not going to flex his muscles to the crowd. He just silently assassinates you
well said.
out on the floor.
You're right. You're so right.
Otto Porter.
And folks, those are hops you just don't see from that one spot every day.
Well, that's why he is such an uncommon talent.
Yep, uncommon and unparalleled. I mean, he makes things happen out there for sure. Now, they've done a great job of getting into the middle of that defense and scoring in the paint.
And that's why they're on this run. You get that close to the hoop, and it's a lot easier to make shots. And guys, remember, LaMarcus Aldridge last January suffering a torn ligament in his thumb, scheduled to undergo surgery and miss 2 months of the season. But he opted to tough it out and keep playing. And, boy, how big was that for the Blazers?
Another shot, and Duncan lays it in.
I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the backboard. That's a great way to find confidence. Always a surefire way to get back in the game.
Well, guys, they need to do something to reduce this deficit. We'll see if that's the answer.
In for your Spurs.
And Aldridge postponing that thumb injury surgery, even though they said it might double his eventual recovery time.
Yeah, I think it's pretty admirable that he was out there because he wasn't just playing in pain. He was playing hurt. That shows you his commitment to winning.
San Antonio making a switch here. Mills is checked in.
Their prowess inside has been tremendous, guys. I mean, it's been no contest down on the low block.
And until the defense puts up a little more resistance, they ought to continue to pound them down low.
So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. David West, he's checked in for Duncan. Diaw comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. Kyle Anderson, he's checked in for Kawhi Leonard. And it's Ginobili in for Daniel Green. Washington with the ball. On its way from Thornton for two. Buries the jump shot.
Looked like he was channeling Bob Cousy right there. Since when does he take guys off the dribble like that?
There's a minute 34 left in the fourth quarter. Diaw with a wide open look. And again, it's San Antonio with a three.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Spurs.
You're right, Steve. It was a standout performance across the board. They were just, at times, Clark, it seemed toying with it.
Yeah, like watching a cat play with a mouse, Kevin, quite honestly. They were able to do more or less, whatever they wanted to do.
I mean, when you look at the stats, you'll see just how dominant a game this was for Leonard. He was extremely efficient offensively, got good looks, and really knocked down big shots all game long.
.52 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Last season at both sides of the coin for the Wizards. Started out very hot, but then just could not keep it going.
Well, you know, the start was extremely hot. 19-6, which tied a franchise best that record. After that, though, they played close to 500 ball the rest of the time.
And the Wizards really struggled post-All-Star break, playing under 500. Still, though, they seem to pull things together at the very end and on into the postseason.
Leonard, he's checked in for Anderson.
And just a terrific job of taking care of business in front of the home fans.
And, Greg, those fans had a hand in the win. I mean, they gave this team a big lift throughout the game. I thought there was great energy in the building.
In the corner, Thornton with it. 6 to shoot. The dish now to Sessions. And that's a foul called on Ramon Sessions. That's his first foul.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
Yeah, but he was late to get there, Greg, so the referee couldn't give him a free pass on that one.
Mills passes to Ginobili. And Leonard has it in the corner.
Wizards foul call. Garrett Temple. That's his first personal foul. Shooting for San Antonio. Kawhi Leonard.
The first one falls.
2 shots.
Both free throws good from Kawhi Leonard. 9 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Sessions dishes to Thornton. And a miss there on the triple. And so it's San Antonio easily taking this one. They poured it on tonight, Clark. A dominant showing in front of a crowd that loved every minute of it.
I don't think they have anything but positives to take away from this win. Offensively, defensively, every aspect of the game, it all went right for them.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. This is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
What's going on, everybody? Sorry about that, people. I couldn't find my headsets, but as y'all know, I don't fuck around with the San Antonio Spurs, man. As y'all can see, Kawhi Leonard was 11 from 15. My second favorite team of all time, the Spurs. I love San Antonio, man. Lakers and Spurs fans, man. That's what I am. But the Lakers are my #1 team. Die-hard Laker fan. And I'm a Spurs fan, too. I like the Spurs, too. Those are my 2 top teams. As y'all can see, 11 from 15 with Kawhi Leonard, 6 from 7. Patty Mills, I tried to get him going a little bit. You know, he played good though. He played good, but he just couldn't finish it out. 6 from 13, 5 from 9 with the Wizards. I played with the Wizards. I'm pretty solid with the Wizards, but you know, he did pretty good. Damn, I ain't even wasn't really trying to score with LaMarcus Aldridge. He had 5 points. He was 1 from 5. But that's the video, y'all. I'm out.